What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on Lost at Sea. And tonight we are talking a little bit more about Big Brother Week 7 here. And I think it's safe to say that this week is even more spicy, if not as spicy as last week. So, Logan, I want to address you first. It's been a while since you've been on. I know, a lot of traveling as of late, but what have you been thinking of what's been going on?
Yeah, thanks, Jake, for bringing it up. It's been really crazy. Just like I've been jet setting, working. Like I feel like I'm in a new city every week. I'm super excited to be back. No, but
Yeah,
let's
so
get
what
into
about
it.
Big Brother? What about Big Brother, Logan?
Let's get into it. The first thing I want to say, and probably the most important thing that I have been thinking all week, is I want to do a little performance for you. That's what I do. I want to do a little performance for you.
Oh.
That was Izzy after she was eliminated, staring straight into the camera, and CBS zoomed in on her face for a solid 10 seconds. That has been ingrained in my brain, and I know we're jumping ahead, but wow. I could not get over that. I was staring at the TV like this. Cut away from her.
She was
It
emotional,
was a
Logan.
crazy week. It was a crazy week, and you know what? I live for the drama. Cameron, one of my new faves. One of my new faves.
Yep. Yes, absolutely.
Patrick, are you sad to see Izzy, eliminated here? I know that you like to talk to her.
I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time, and it lived up to all the expectations. And Izzy, I'm sure as a person is very great, and her and Cirie, that whole moment, that was nice. Your fields, okay, very nice. Love that. Just like I didn't think she was a very good game player. I thought that everything crumbled, and it was just fun to watch the crumbling. And Cameron had probably one of the most entertaining HOHs in recent memory, just because it completely destroyed the house. And I think there were some moves that he did as well that were I was like, oh god damn it, Cameron, can't you like the Cirie and Jared advantage is unbelievably helpful, and it's so tough to see all these people kind of fall for that. But it was, I mean, watching Izzy go home, and then what Izzy just pipsqueak pig, pissed off, no ounce of grace whatsoever. That was didn't really expect that. But
Did you not like did you not like Izzy shoving Cameron out of the way to get out?
I as a viewer, I liked it. If I was Cameron and or Cory, I would be like, yeah, get fucking stepping. I was yeah, bye, see ya. None of them said anything other than, Cameron was like, wow, class act. But dude, I'm surprised they didn't say anything. But I thought it was kind of douche central of Izzy. But that's you're pissed.
Hey, Duke. So let's just go back for 1 second to Izzy and Cirie's moment, if we can. There was an old SNL sketch that Alec Baldwin played where he's so handsome that every woman that's in the room makes out with him because he's just so handsome. And then there's dudes who are just just blown away. They're making out with them. And then it ends with him sitting on the floor and a dog looks in the window and the dog starts making out with him because he's just so handsome. I thought we were about to have a moment between Izzy and Cirie. There was going to be, I don't know, was I the only one that thought there might be a moment?
She did.
Not a moment that I was rooting for, but I was like, what is happening here? Could this go down? Are we getting
What?
Is
You don't want to see two girls kissing on camera? Is that what you're saying?
I wanted so bad I wanted
Not
to
them.
get together. But
can we get a make and Nicole to make out? That'd be great. Geez.
But when she put two hands and said "bye pig" and pushed him that, she said "bye pig." I didn't get it until I watched it again last night. That when they played it, then it was because it all went so quick, and he got shoved. Man, he went back 3 feet.
Yeah.
It was rough.
His hair went flying, the curly hair.
Yeah, I love the hair thing, by the way.
Dude, what if Cameron just went, oh,
Can't do it. Pat, we don't think hitting women is funny, bro. Sorry.
That's not cool, Pat. That's not
Cancel
cool.
him. Cancel him. Cancel him.
I want to step back a little further, guys, and I want to talk about the Josh Duhamel veto competition. I thought there was a couple of fun things that we could talk about from there. Number one, Miss Felicia. She had some trouble. She had some trouble on the spitting thing. Were you guys feeling bad for her at any point?
Was
I
she
was
on rollerblades?
concerned. She was really taking a tumble, and I was like, is someone gonna like, I was like, this woman's like 65. Like, are we sure that this is the best idea? I feel like she's gonna break
Crank it up. Crank it up.
I also loved when which I was like, wow, this is a really long veto competition, which I feel like we could have edited some of this out. But I did love when they sped it up. And for a second, I was like, oh my God, are they really going that fast? I was like concerned for everyone's safety. But yeah, it was really long.
Yeah, that was a really long. Yeah. I also was like that. Wow, this veto is like insanely long, but I just like I feel like it was in Rocky 2 or Rocky 4 was like, throw in the towel. Damn, like dude, just brutal. I mean, it was just kind of sad, you know. And poor Miss Felicia, I was like, oh, I think they're gonna like call in doctors here, and then she's like, no, I'm just tired.
She knows her limit. She knows her limit.
She was, and she didn't.
Why is it though when everybody's dizzy, they think that they're going to whip the ball up the thing? It's like, will you just stop, collect yourself, and just do 1 or 2 rolls and be done with it and get a good score? Like, even like Matt, who's crazy athletic, runs like a lunatic and then just whips the ball up. It's like, what's going on, guys?
And I also didn't understand why, because they would beat the lowest score and keep going. I was like, stop. Just take a breath. If I beat the lowest score, it doesn't. I'm good. Like I don't know why they kept going.
I want to talk to you. I want to ask you guys about Matt's decision to. He thought that he was actually going to be hanging out with Josh Duhamel, and he gave up the $5,000 for a punishment. What about that craziness?
Honestly,
what did he think was going to happen? Like that he was going to be Duhamel's little buddy? Like what the hell was that? I felt so bad for him.
I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, he just wants to hang out with Josh Duhamel.
Also, he like gets it and he reads the card and he's like, hang out with Josh Duhamel. And he looks up at Josh Duhamel and he's like, oh man, can we like talk about that one movie? And Josh Duhamel's like, yeah, okay, I guess. Josh Duhamel's like, I'm literally out of here in 10 minutes. I don't really know what you're talking about. But that is a case of someone who is put on the show who doesn't watch Big Brother or know that like the last thing is always a punishment. And poor Matt, he doesn't know his simple brain.
I thought it was funny that Jag's sitting there with the $5,000, and Jag fully knows that that's a punishment. He's just like he's just looking away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's smart of Jag because he's like, yeah, I think you can hang out with Josh too. I think that is that. He's just trying to on like, yeah, that's a good choice, Matt. Do that.
So the vote in the beginning obviously was going to be on Miss Felicia, but then we get some people connecting the dots finally, and figuring out who's in power. And it seemed to me that this whole thing was sparked by America. She was the only one that really wanted to go after Izzy because she thought she was the more capable game player. And, Cory has a little bit of pushback because he still thinks that, Izzy is one of his, ride or dies. But then she goes and she takes a little information from Matt and plants it in Cory's brain. And then the dominoes fall. And, they finally figure out what's going on. So what did you guys think? Did you guys feel like America was the one that kind of started the avalanche here?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought if something was going to happen, it was going to have to be, because I always thought Cory and America, they're going to figure this out. And I wasn't understanding why Cory wasn't taking a shot or like realizing what's happening. And it was perfect execution by America. Like, perfect. She realizes that this is probably the only week that this can happen, and just flawless. Like taking that bit of information, planting the seed, letting Cory kind of do a majority of the dirty
All
work.
of the work, dude. All of the work.
It's a huge target on it, which again, and we'll get into it because I'm like, I feel so. If I was Cory, I would be screaming to the heavens. Is nobody? Why are we listening to Jared? He's a fucking idiot. We are all clear that he's a liar. Like this is crazy, and it kind of does. But flawless execution by America. I was literally just like going nuts when that started to happen. It was great.
Because she goes to Matt and kind of gets information about the secret power, and that he told only Cirie, and that kind of sparks something in Cory. He's like, okay, why does she know and not me? She obviously has more connections than we think. And then we get a flashback to Izzy telling Cory about the other alliance. What's she doing there? Why is she telling him that?
When she says in her exit interview, she's like, yeah, I trusted, like, outside my alliance, Cory's the one I trusted the most. And I was like, when were you guys ever talking? Like, and then, so I guess they must have been. I just, like, as a viewer, I was like, I don't remember you two ever interacting ever. But like, Izzy, what? I was like, why are we telling everyone about all of our secret alliances? And I mean, obviously, it's entertaining for the fact that there's this giant blow up and there's like a million alliances and everyone's a dirty liar. But like, Izzy, what is going on?
I think a part of it is like everybody has like, and we see it all the time where we saw it like this past episode where it's Izzy, Cirie, and Jared. Those three are like the core element to every single one of these things. And not really Miss Felicia, but like the three of them are the core of these alliances, and they're the ones benefiting from the alliances. But I think what Izzy and Cirie are trying to do is trying to like get like, oh, that's not a real alliance. Oh, but this one is, and they're just trying to like be like, hey, I have to talk to these people, like trying to gain like trust. But literally, like that, like it just took one comparing notes to blow the whole thing up. That's such a weird strategy to be like, oh no, there's this other alliance, but don't worry about that one. That's not real. Like, do you think like you got nothing to talk about in the Big Brother house other than like Big Brother, and then like, hey, what did you do for a job? It's like, what these people are eventually going to find this out. I don't get it. Like, just shut up. Like, I don't know.
What did you guys think of Jared in this latest episode, his tactic of lying to Matt and just getting information from him, throwing Jag completely under the bus, and then when he's called out on it, says that he didn't do that?
Listen, it's an interesting maneuver to do that. I heard this already, but how he should have done that at that point is just said to Matt, I was only kidding, man. I didn't talk to Jag, but now I know, blah, blah. But by holding on to that little thing and then watching Cory dissect it, it's like, remember Cory said early on, like, I'm the captain of the debate team. I'm like, he handled himself so well during that sort of interrogation that Jared kept running out of the room, running back. How many times was he like, now I want to talk to you and you in the room? And it was like, he got nothing done except made himself look like a fool. And the best part, man, I was actually laughing out loud, is when Cirie gets brought into it, and she, like, they cut to her in the diary room, and she's like, oh, Jared, like, this woman is a legend. She's survived so many casts on so many shows, and the one thing that's taken her down is her idiot son. It's so great.
And I love that she was like, I asked him to check on to see where the vote's going, not blow up our entire game.
He's like Fredo Corleone. He's like an idiot.
Yeah.
And
He
she
just-
was right. She was right. Her intuition was right. And I was like, wow, that's really impressive. That like, you know, she's like, after doing these games, like I can tell when people, Jared, please just like go find out. And you know, Jared's whole defense, I just thought it was weird, the whole idea of, well, I was lying, but I'm not lying. I just wanted, it was very odd. And like he was raising his voice and then Cory was raising his voice, but and I mean we'll move forward. But man, after the nomination speech, I was like,
Terrible speech. But listen, when he put all of that on Jag and they cut to Jag in the shower, were you guys like could not wait for Jag to dry off and get up into the room?
Dude,
Come on, man.
I would have gone up there naked. Are you kidding me? That was like, get up there, Jag. Because there something similar happened in BB16 with Derek and Cody's season with Zach Rancy. And it was like Zach did the exact same thing where he tries to pit Victoria against Derek, and Derek, being the game player he is like, hold on, let's figure this out. Everyone comes in and he goes, did you lie? And Zach's like, yeah. He goes, okay, so now everyone knows you're a liar. And it was like this exact situation. And I was nervous because when someone is just yelling at you, like raising their voice and just being the loudest in the room, unfortunately, sometimes people just take that as you're right because this person is loud.
Especially now in this world, right?
Exactly. And like with the way things are now, that's even more true. It's like if you just talk louder, people will be like, oh, I guess they're right, which is fucking stupid. But Cory being like not backing down, not trying to save anybody's feelings, just plain. And I love when he got to the DR room, he goes, let's go over what he's lied about. And just every single point nailed on the head, made it. And, you know, I feel bad for Matt because of him being deaf. And this is like the worst situation for him because everyone's kind of coming at him and he really can't follow. So it's like, it was really cool that Cory made it very clear he's lying. And then Jag coming up there and be like, I didn't say that at all. And
Jag just gets thrown under the bus like left and
Oh,
right.
Poor
Catch a break.
Jag.
And what's he
Dude.
guilty of? Taking long showers? That's it. But Patrick, to jump on that, the other thing that I thought Cory did really well was when Cirie came into the room, he really respectfully, you know, called her out in a classy way by like saying how much he appreciates her and, you know, how he feels about her. But let's go over the alliances. And then he held her, you know, took her to task a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because it only
And
benefits her. You know, that was a great
because
do it.
again, she was trying to downplay like, oh, there's a lot of alliance. And Cory's like, no, because that's gonna get like we can say that, but you three are the only one benefiting from it. Like that's all of us are fucked. You guys are in a great position though. And I thought that was really like Cory. I mean, it just sucks the way things turned out this week, but Cory, I mean, couldn't have like played that any better, you know, because everyone knows in the house now that you cannot trust these people. Like you can't. And I thought he did a fantastic. It was so funny to watch Jared just get caught in a lie and trying to maneuver his way out of it with absolute nonsense. Just nonsense.
How about when he tells Cory to lower his voice?
It's just about to say that. Cory's like, you're the one that's screaming. Yeah. It was a master class by Cory. What'd you say about that?
What did you think about the whole situation?
I thought Cory was great. I thought he handled it perfectly. And like you said, I feel like it would be really difficult because, you know, Jared's like 2 feet away, just screaming at you, you know, the pressure to just kind of like fold and, you know, not say exactly what's on your mind was there an option for him. And he, you know, I thought came out really well, but you guys have been hinting at it. You know, we get the wall comp next and we get a whole bunch of DRs of people like Jared can't win this. Jared can't win this, you know.
That's how you know.
And Jared wins, man.
Dude, CBS can't do that to me because as soon as it's like Jared can't win, they did 3 in a row as if it's an end. I was like, well, that now I know that he's gonna fucking win. You can't have everybody be like, he can't win, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna win. God damn it.
And at the point when we were like, oh, we're rooting for Bowie Jane to win, great, we're screwed. I was like, all right, cool.
Jane.
And I will say, Blue, solid as a rock. That entire, she had, like, everyone else was like, ooh, what are you doing? Blue the entire time like this. Work queen. Kitty girl. Period.
Did you guys like
I'm
the add-in
surprised
of did you guys like the add-in of throwing meatballs at people?
That was funny.
It looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
You know, what do we think about Blue? Is she still in a relationship with Jared? They've downplayed that.
That's what
Don't
I
know
was
what's happening there.
Well,
That's what
she said, she was like, I've got to win this because I've got to start taking my game into my own hands, which I was like, yeah, sister girl, if I would distance myself from whatever chaos is Jared, especially if the ship has started to go down. But I mean, now that he's won, maybe ride on for another week, we'll reassess that next week.
Yeah, the HOH room is looking real good right now.
Yeah.
I love the scene of when all the chaos is happening right before the live eviction, and Cameron is just sitting in the nomination chair, he's on the pier watching the boats go by. That was iconic. And what do you guys think of Cameron? Obviously we'll get to it. Jared wins, and Cameron has a conversation with Jared, and he buys himself, I think, good grace for the week, right?
No, he's going to be. Jared made it clear that he's going to be the replacement nominee if one of those two come off.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah. That's what I gained from it. I think that pitch for Cameron is the only pitch you have, because he knows that he's probably going to go up, and it's like, hey, I thought it was a good pitch. I just hate that. I think Cameron still thinks that, oh, well, Jared's being like, well, everyone's lying to me. I want to, and he's like, oh, and Cameron's like, okay, I can work with it. Like, no, you can't. You cannot work with Jared. Stop. Like, God damn it. It's in like, and I like Cameron because he did this whole move, but part of me, I'm like, dude, you stop. Like, with Jared, he's not your ally.
Jared just laughs at everything he says. Like that's their relationship, is that Cameron says something like, I'm going to blow up the house, and Jared just laughs, and that's their entire relationship.
Yeah, and it blows my mind. But I think, I don't think Cameron is safe. I think he's probably going to be the backdoor option. I mean, it'd be interesting if he won, if he were to take one of, like, I don't know if he would take somebody down. I have no idea, but he's got to win if he wants to be safe.
But strategically, do you think that's smart for Jared to just nominate Cameron as a renom, or do you think he should be working with Cameron because he's lost some allies now? It's down to him, Miss Felicia, and Cirie. Cameron's kind of on an island right now.
I would want Cameron on my side, because let me tell you, if there's one thing that man knows how to do, it's win some competitions. So if Jared and Cameron did team up, I think that would be a very difficult. I think that'd be a very difficult partnership to get rid of. I'm not confident that will happen, but who knows?
Yeah, I think Jared, I don't think there's a situation where Cameron and Jared work together, just because I think Cameron has made it abundantly clear that he's gunning for Cirie. I mean, I think Jared knows that, and I think he might entertain it for the edit, be like, oh, well, he's something to consider, but I think it's very clear because Cameron doesn't know that Jared and Cirie are related. He does know that they're close. But I don't think he cares about that. I think and that's the problem, is that Cameron is like, oh, well, let's go after Cirie, and I think Jared's like, no, you're not going after my mom. So I don't think that works.
Pat, you mentioned nobody knowing at this point that Cirie and Jared are related. The only person that did know that is now voted out of the game. Do you think that that was smart of Izzy not to reveal that at any point?
I think Izzy really thought she was gonna stay until like the last like few hours. So I'm surprised she didn't. I mean, no, I'm not surprised because after that conversation with Izzy and Cirie, I was like, okay, there's no way she's more like I don't care if I get voted out as long as I'm buddies with Cirie. Which, I mean, the fact that she even
Priceless.
offered the yeah, well, sure, okay, that's you're not a good Big Brother player then. It's the fact that Izzy offered if Izzy won the video, she's like, I'm not going to use it. I'll keep it. I was like, you're out of your fucking mind that you don't deserve to be here. If Izzy won the veto and then didn't take herself off because she didn't want her buddy to go up, that's get out. Like what? Why are you playing?
That's why I thought there was a super connection going back to that room.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At that point, now I can see it because that was crazy to me. Like you're not going to use it because you want to protect Cirie? What the hell? Like I don't know. But I think it's good for Cirie and Jared that the one person I think Blue kind of knows.
Yeah, I think she knows. I think she knows.
So, and I think if I'm Blue, and with everything that's transpiring, and because people will link Jared. I mean, next week when Jared doesn't win, and if Cirie doesn't win or Felicia, the house is going to be like, okay, let's go after Jared. But like, Blue's not a bad secondary option if they can't get Jared and Cirie. And if I'm Blue, I am fucking back at it. I'm with Cory, America, all the other house guests, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Jared told me they're related, or like somebody's related to somebody. So if I'm Blue, I am selling that ship right away after this week because I don't know how close Jared and Blue are. I mean, clearly close, but like I don't know. She seems to be like trying to push her way away from this. But if I'm her, that's gonna win me a lot of points.
What a bummer for Cory, having Jared empowered immediately after they just fought. And so Jared obviously nominates Cory and nominates America, kind of guilty by association there. But Logan, you mentioned the speech that Jared gave.
Yeah.
Tell me why you didn't like it.
I didn't like it because listen, you have to make a speech. I understand why you nominated Cory, but he gives this whole speech where we were homeboys, and if you're gonna air your own homeboys' dirty laundry, everyone else in this house knows like you could do it to anyone. And I was like, that's stupid because you were like literally lying to everyone in the house, and Cory was like, no, you're lying. And stop lying. You're not good at it. And so I just like thought that was dumb. And then Cory after is like, that was dumb. Like, like I just like I like he came at me. Like, of course I'm gonna like defend myself. Yeah, so I didn't like that. I was really enjoying the Cameron. I was getting tired of the Jared, Felicia, Cirie, Izzy like power trip we were all going on, and so I was really excited to see Cameron like totally cause chaos in the house and kind of go after them. And I was ready for more. I was ready to see the ship sink. So I'm kind of sad that that was the outcome, but I mean, it was a tough competition and Jared stayed on, so great, I guess. Whatever. Like, I just want there to be a world where Cory and Cameron still stay, because I think that would be really interesting.
Do you not think that the people like Bowie, Jane, and McCall can go after anyone?
No. And you know what? When when we were at the final three and everyone's like, "Come on, Bowie, Jane," I was like, "We're doomed. We're doomed."
It's like she looked over as soon as Blue dropped, and she dropped as soon as she saw that it was her and Jared. Did you guys think that?
I didn't
I thought she was trying to strike up a deal.
That's what I
That's
thought.
what I-
It looked like that was what was going on. It looked like someone was trying to be like,
But
but you couldn't tell with all that fucking sludge on them.
but if I'm Billie Jane too, it's like nobody's going after you. You're not even relevant. It's I don't even know why she was in that room when that whole thing happened. Like I was like, why the fuck is Billie Jane in there? Like,
She asked to leave.
yeah, and they were like, no,
Yeah, the
you're
one time
cool.
she gets some camera time, she's like, "Should I even be on camera?" I mean,
And
but the thing is with Nicole, how about Nicole goes in to vote? I don't know if it was last week or the week before, and she starts talking about how everybody's a snake. And even that got interrupted and was boring. Like the fact that she was coming out to call people out to her friends at her home that can't hear her. And it was just still a dud.
yeah,
Are we destined for a McCall, Bowie, Jane, like them getting really close to the end and somebody just taking them to the end to win?
that's
I would.
100%. That is, I think might be the plan of some people here because it's what do they do? They do absolutely nothing other than exist in the house sometimes. It's like unless if the camera's not on them, I completely forget they're there. It's crazy, but yeah, I was kind of hoping Blue would win because I was like, I think Blue might take a shot here, which would be crazy, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, America versus Cory. We have a veto to be played, but say they stay up on the block. Who's going home? Cory?
I don't know. I mean, I think Cory. I mean, America really has planted some really good seeds. But Cory is also a very good talker, so I'd be very interested to see how they go about trying to save themselves.
Yeah. And if Cameron touches the block, would you guys say it's safe to assume that he's gone?
Yeah, I would say so.
Fortunately,
I-
yeah.
I wish Cameron, the relationship he wants to have with Jared or has, I wish he had with Cory. I wish the two of them just made it happen. And he didn't divulge all that information that like Cirie's the target to Jared. I wish that was him and Cory because I think it would have been like, God, that's frustrating. It's so frustrating. But yeah, I think if it's America and Cory, part of me I think America stays. But if it's Cameron or Cory, I think Cameron goes if he's on the block. Now, if Cameron wins and takes Cory off, I don't know who they'd put up. It'd probably be Jag because he gets put up.
Yeah.
So
And he probably goes home.
probably Jag goes home.
Because that's just Jag. Small jury this season, so you have to survive 2 more rounds, it looks like, to be a part of the finale. But just judging by the overall demeanor of this podcast, it seems like we're kind of disappointed that Jared won HOH, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, there's always next week.
Next week's gonna be real interesting.